Maurice Greene in the house. What's going on, buddy?
How you doing?
I'm good. It's good to see you. It's good to see you days before your next fight. You're in Vegas right now, huh?
I'm in Vegas on that good old quarantine schedule.
Well, at least I get to keep you company for a few minutes.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Now, your next fight is on Halloween, and you're on the Silva Hall card. And the last time, I mean, we've spoken, but the last time we were like face to face, well, video wise, I was with Uriah Hall,
Yep.
and we spoke to you after you won your last fight, and he congratulated you. And so I think it's so funny that you guys are on the same card now.
It's awesome. It's awesome. I love Uriah. He was one of our coaches, pretty much one of our coaches who was there for almost all the season of Ultimate Fighter with Calvin Gastelum. Him and Gastelum are really good friends. So,
Yeah.
I got to get to know Uriah. Uriah's a cool cat, cool, calm, and collected. Learned a lot of stuff from Uriah. So it's kind of dope to not only see Uriah here, but watch him fight on the big stage against one of my idols that I've idolized since day one of this sport. So it's the first time I hope I get to meet and get a picture with Anderson. That's all I really care about right
Aw.
now is it's my idol. I've idolized Anderson Silva from day one. That's kind of what got me. I watched a lot of his fights. I watched a lot of his videos before I even had like a coach.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of like structured, my career. I just thought of myself a heavyweight version of an Anderson Silva. So it's kind of dope to be fighting on the undercard. No, not even on the main card, but before him on the main card.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Are you familiar with Uriah's story and his take on Anderson?
No, I'm not.
Oh my. Okay. Well, you say that he's your idol, but he's Uriah's idol too. And I have Uriah and I have known each other for a minute and we've talked about it off camera and I kind of just hit him with it the last time we were on air and I'm like, "Hey, you told me how you felt off air. Are you willing to share with the listeners?" And he I just put it up on YouTube. He went into it. So you are coming off of a win and I always talk to fighters about the psychological stuff, right? So usually when a fighter's on some sort of a win streak, it's a different experience when you're coming off of a win versus coming off of a loss. Are you feeling any different about this fight because you
Well,
ended strong last time?
Um, no, it's a whole new task, man. Volante was a puzzle that I had to, or a puzzle I had to solve, and Greg Hardy's going to be another puzzle that I'm going to have to solve. And although we did a lot of game planning, there's a lot of work, by my coaches, even my training partners helping me into this. But there's a lot of it that we're going to figure out in the cage on Saturday night. During those 15 minutes and those adjustments we're going to have to make. But I don't feel any different. I mean, I'm lying. I do feel different. There was a lot of pressure on me last time. I was moving a family.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that went into, I was stressed in fight week and I tried to internalize all that stress and turn it into excitement, especially in front of the cameras. And afterwards you saw how it broke down. So
There's so much emotion that goes into this. And I just talked with Cody Stamen about this. It's not fair or right for anyone to hold fighters to a different emotional standard. What you fight for a living, but you're still human. And there's so much emotion that goes into the intensity involved, so I love it and I support it. What do you know about your opponent, Greg Hardy, other than, he used to be a former NFL player?
He's kind of like a guy like me. He's transitioning into this role. I didn't do anything athletic prior to, but he's an athlete, and I've said this a million times, and I'll continue to say it till I'm blue in the face. Greg Hardy's an athlete. He's an elite athlete. He's capable of winning. He's capable of doing a lot of things in the cage, but I'm a mixed martial artist, and that's just how that's how it is, cut and dry. But that doesn't mean that, there's still things I have to look out for with Greg Hardy. He has a lot of power. He's very explosive. So, there's obstacles that I'm going to have to get around. But we turn around and look at John Volante. John Volante he didn't play it at the NFL level, but he played at the D1 level. So he's also an athlete too, and that was a hell of a fight too. And I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be just as hard. Everybody says, "What? You going to knock Greg Hardy out?" No, I'm going to settle in for 15 minutes, and if he gives me an opportunity to finish him, I'll finish him.
Do you have any thoughts or opinions on some of the headlines he's made in terms of domestic abuse?
I'll give you my honest opinion. I don't support it by any means. It's not right by any means, but you know, this is his second chance, kind of, right? It's his second chance, and from the looks and sounds of it, he's trying to do it the right way, and you know, he's trying to turn his life around. So who am I to sit here and bash him for the things that he's done in the past? You know, I'm not perfect. I've had my mistakes and my speed bumps, and you know, the things that I'm ashamed of, as he is too. So I'm not about to sit here and just point him out and bad talk him about that. Because that's not what I'm here for. You know, we're both athletes, we're both competitors. We're going to hop in that cage Saturday and we're going to put on a hell of a show for the audience. And I expect nothing less than the best Greg Hardy we've seen yet. And as you can see in his fights, he's getting better and better and better, and he's improving. So, you know, he's a threat. You know, I have to kind of put the threat to sleep, you know, and it's on Halloween. It's a dark, gloomy night. I'm ready to go to a real deep, dark place. And when I say that, I mean that wholeheartedly. I'm talking about a deep, dark place that I've never been. So who knows how we're going to react there, but I'm ready to take it there.
Okay. All right. You're in the zone. I just want to point out, I don't know if you recognized it.
I was going to say something. I don't know which one's mine, though.
How do you not know? Your fight pass from the Ultimate Fighter is hanging.
You know what? That's the first time I saw that. I thought mine was one of these ones over here. That is my credential from the Ultimate Fighter finale.
Yep.
That's
and
dope.
inside, maybe I should take it down and show everyone. Okay, so we have the glove. Now we have the whole evolution. Okay, let's go in order. So we got the wrap from LFA. Right.
Yep, that was LFA in South Dakota when I choked him out and he fell asleep and woke up and slammed me and I finished him with a triangle choke. That's when I learned not to let go until the ref stops you, because he was sleeping. He was asleep, so I let him go. But he woke up when his ass hit the ground. So I learned a valuable lesson that fight. Thank God I still won.
Good for you. Okay, and then we have your Ultimate Fighter pass.
The credential, that was the debut.
And then let's see what my hand looks like in this thing. I mean, I don't even know if I need to undo the Velcro. I think I can just.
It's only extra large. I got little hands. I don't wear 2XL gloves.
I think your glove might be the biggest glove I have.
Oh, really?
Look how big this thing is. Look how little my hand is in here. I didn't even need to open the Velcro. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm happy that's up there. That makes me feel
That's up there with the rest of the best guys. You know, you're right above Uriah Hall, actually. And on this side, we got Neil Magny and then Jeff Neal. And, you know, I got more stuff coming.
Well, you may get some more from the Crochet Boss. Let's see what they
give.
No, but that's awesome. And I was going to actually, before you start, I was going to comment and say everything. It looks great. It looks awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I had more stuff.
Your own studio.
Oh man, it feels good. It's been so much to get me here emotionally, psychologically, you know, like it's like I still have to put out the shows and do all the things that are involved in that. But then it's like, this is going on. And guys, I got down and dirty with this, you know, like blood, sweat, and tears went into this. And
I mean, it looks like you put some work in on that paint in the wall. I see the little design you got going there.
That's all me.
The funny thing is, my corner man, Billy, he's a painter, right? So by trade, he's a painter and a general contractor. And he did his daughter's room similar to that.
Oh,
and
nice.
They did the little triangles were all different colors is what they did for a wrestler she wanted to do. So when I saw it, I was like, that's pretty dope. That makes me want to do that for Olive, but Olive is going to want hers to be pink.
Well, that's okay.
Pink and purple to be exact.
I'm going to send you a picture of my old studio. It's pretty much pink and purple. But for this, I needed a neutral color because I knew that, like, you know, UFC, like I have Frank Shamrock's UFC championship belt from his third fight in here.
That's dope.
It's dope, right?
That's really, that's like an old gem right there. That's a gem
Uh-huh.
that was gifted to you. What you need to get somebody's jersey framed on one side. Boom.
Jersey?
Jersey. Maybe my championship jersey one day because I'm going to be a champ. Mark my
Okay.
words. I said first on the Jenna Ben Show.
I want to talk about how you've mentally prepared for this fight.
Yeah. As far as from a mental standpoint, hold on one second. Oh,
Yeah.
he's coming up. Okay, Billy just got here. I just saw him walk up. From a mental standpoint, man, it's been the move was it was mentally taxing. You know, it's easy breezy now in at Jackson Wink. I got everything I need under one roof. I don't have to want for anything right now. There we go.
So all your coaches and everything, you don't have to travel.
I don't got to travel. I don't got to spend 6 to 8 weeks away from the kids, the family. You know, for me, it was tough to travel and be away for 6 weeks, right? 6 to 8 weeks. And we're talking when you're fighting 3-4 times a year, you know, because I mean, I haven't even hit my 2-year. I'll be in the UFC 2 years, November 30th this year.
Okay.
You know, this is my 7th outing in
Yeah.
less than 2 years with the UFC. So I've been pretty active as a heavyweight, which I've always wanted to be. I never wanted to be one of those guys that got in the UFC and took a fight once a year, 2 times a year, just to say, you know, I'm in the UFC and I've been here 5 years. No, I want to be an active
Right.
fighter. If it's not my time and I get cut, well, it's not your time. You get cut, and you work your ass off to get back there. But you know, I thankfully, and you know, through all my hard work and sometimes not hard work and just grit, I've been able to you know, keep this dream alive, and hopefully it turns into my retirement plan. But as far as my mental is ironclad, man. It's my family. We're on a whole nother level with me and my family right now. Everybody's happy. We love Albuquerque. I got everything I need as far as training there. To walk in a room where there's where you got 7, 8 heavyweight training partners is unheard of. I don't care what gym you go to. Maybe if you go to Extreme Couture or one of these gyms out here in Vegas, you can get that. But I mean, you know, when I was at Factory X, you know, I was lucky if we had 1 other heavyweight, 2 other heavyweights in the room.
Wow.
Right? And the coaching is you know, world class. A lot of places you go, but it's something different to be able to have that heavyweight pressure on you for a full camp versus having light heavyweight and middleweight pressure and then going into a heavyweight fight, which I've done most of my career. So this is really the first fight that I got a full camp in with guys like Juan Adams. We're talking about Davion Franklin. He fights for Bellator. Christian Edwards is the Bellator light heavyweight. So he helps him with the speed and adjustment because he's a little bit faster. And then we got newer guys like Nick, and we just got a lot of big guys, man. A lot of big guys, a lot of guys that want to learn, a lot of guys that are not too proud to learn from their teammates and share some of the things that they're successful with. Like Juan Adams, I can't tell you how many times just in the 3 weeks I was there to now, and want to sit down and win over positions with me over and over and over, just for me, right?
Yeah.
And we got a good group of guys there. Got a good group of guys, and on top of it, you know, you got some of the greatest. You got the greatest MMA minds in that gym. You know, everybody could talk their shit about Jackson Wink. They could say, oh, whatever. At the end of the day, they are the best. There's a reason that they're the best. The proof is in the pudding. You can walk in there and look around that gym, and you can see who's been in that gym. You could see the type of athletes that come out of that gym. So, you know, I just want to be next in line. So I'll continue to work my ass off to be next in line.
Do you remember the very first thing we talked about when we met?
It was at the Palms. I think I bumped into you outside. I was with Bella, and I don't remember what were we talking about, crocheting?
No. Ooh, I'm mad at you. We were in the elevator and you were with your manager. We were the only ones that took the elevator after the Connor Cowboy press conference.
That's not the first time we met, though.
That's the first time we met. The very
Are you
first
sure?
time. I am. And what did we talk about? You don't know. Ooh, we talked about In-N-Out Burger. And you guys.
Oh, you're right. You're right. No, that wasn't. No, I met you outside of the little the hall in the hallway, and then we walked to the elevator. Technically, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
Bill, a
You guys
co-sign
were.
for me.
Yeah, nice try though. But then we talked in the lobby and you said that you'd make me a beanie and I'm like, you got to come on the show. And then the very next day, I was the first to interview you at Media Day.
You were waiting.
I
You
had
were
my
waiting
camera
at
posted.
my
I was like,
spot,
he is
ready to
mine.
go.
Yeah.
You made me feel important for the first time. Thank you.
Oh, well, I wanted you to feel comfortable and ready for the attack, you know,
That I
of
mean, that was
Media
the
Day.
biggest. That was the first media day I've ever done. That was an experience. Yeah, that was an experience. I can't forget that. I remember that. I remember that whole experience and that fight very vividly, like going into media day and how I felt, and I felt great for that fight. I feel the same way now. I started having fun that fight. That's when I started having fun again.
Oh, tell me what it was like running into Uriah. You mentioned it before we got on air. You just ran
Uh,
into him.
it was it was kind of pretty funny because I wanted to dab him up, and, do the normal thing that we do. Last year we would have dabbed each other up like, "What's good?" Talk for a minute, but he put his hand out. I kind of was like, "Hey man, it's COVID." He was like, "Yeah, you right. And we bumped elbows literally right out here by the basketball court. And I saw him and Clayton Hires, and they were coming in to get in the elevator. But I'm sure I'll see Uriah again once we test COVID negative tomorrow.
Okay.
Then we start moving around a little bit, but I don't move around during fight week like that because, yeah, you get the clearance to go and do a little bit, but you can pick up COVID in the middle of it. So I'm gonna
Totally.
park my butt here. I got a Nintendo Switch and some crochet needles and hooks. And look, all of you Vegas Knights fans, I could
Okay.
this could be yours. I gotta make your beanie too and get yours to you.
What if we did like UFC colors? Ooh, that's cute too. Oh, see, that's so like wintry and festive, and you got the ball on top. Cute. Okay, fine. All right.
You see that's a headband. Women like it, they do their hair. They don't be liking to messing up their hair. That head that I call it's the turban joint. You probably want something like that, huh? I've been crocheting a lot more because I really need to stop procrastinating and get my store up because there's so many people that want to get their hands on these beanies, and these hats, headbands, and beanies. I can only make so much of them. So
Yeah.
I need to get a hold on. I'm a slacker. I'm so focused on my career and kind of finding my tenure in the UFC, getting to a point where I'm in the UFC. I don't feel like I'm in the UFC. I feel like I'm just another fighter on the roster right now.
Right.
That makes sense?
I totally get it. I mean, you're trying to work your way up into the rankings, and then I think you're going to feel like, okay, you're home.
I
So
just need that. I don't even want a number. I need that C next to my name. The number don't matter. I need a letter.
I wish you the best of luck. I will be watching from LA. I was so hoping to be out there in Vegas,
Yeah,
with you guys and everything, but I'll be there in spirit, and
absolutely.
we'll do a follow-up.
That sounds awesome. Thank you so much, Jenna, for having me. It's always a pleasure.